Hello again. Welcome to another episode of Happy Ranch Podcast, episode number 3 or 4 at this point.
Number 3.
Number 3. With your host, Tony, and your host, Alex. It's getting kind of cold in here. Dude, how you feeling, Tony?
Chilly. Definitely chilly, man. It's finally getting to the point where you wake up in the morning and you can see your breath in the air. So
Yeah, definitely. And it's weather season, so
yeah.
we both got the weather on. Um,
It's weather season.
it's
Sweater weather.
Yeah. Also, a little disclaimer: it is pretty late. We're recording like at 1 in the morning, so we're gonna have some slip ups, but
Some glitches here and there.
that is what it is. No, but it's sweater weather now. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about some pretty interesting things. I think. First one, starting off right away with the difference between a German car versus a Japanese car. And here's what I mean, because a lot of
What do you
people,
mean?
some car guys are gonna know exactly what I mean when
Just
when I
kidding.
say that. I like when I'm talking about like a German car versus a Japanese car, but a lot of people might not know. And what I mean is, German cars are, when we talk about reliability, they're probably one of the worst cars that I've ever had. And
German cars.
yeah, at least used German cars, they're probably one of the worst reliable cars when it comes to reliability and fixing them. If you want to do the work yourself, it's a mess to fix them. It's pretty messy, and
Sounds about right.
then the shop prices are insane to get them fixed. On the other hand, the Japanese cars like Toyotas, Hondas, they're pretty easy. Like they're just like simple engines. If you're a car guy, you can just like fix them yourself. Pretty straightforward. There's nothing crazy going on, and they're way far reliable, way more reliable than German cars, for sure.
So what was your experience? I mean, with what German car are you talking about?
For the used one, I'm talking about both like an 2001 and like a 99 Passat in a Jetta. So not
Dinosaurs.
yeah, not the best not the best sample to go from. But if
But
you
what year was this in?
well, this was in 2015 probably. So
Okay.
they were still at the end of the day 15-year-old cars.
Okay.
But in retrospect, like if you think about like comparison to it, like a Prius, you can still find a 15-year-old Prius that have everything like original and not had any major issues. Like me, the Prius hasn't had any crazy things going on. So just from that personal experience, super reliable. German cars, at least used, pretty sketchy. Unless you have a lot of money, you can get them under warranty. But they are nice though. So if you do have money, German cars are the way to go. Dude,
Hey
they're
man,
so
at
nice.
least you can say I drive a foreign.
So what?
That's what's important here. You can say I drive a foreign.
Oh yeah, I drive a foreign. Yeah,
I drive a foreign.
yeah. Well, I mean, but at that point, it wasn't a foreign. It was already a citizen, because that mother was like 15 years old.
A foreign exchange student.
Yeah, that dude was that car was an overstayed.
Oh no.
He overstayed his freaking. But yeah, I mean, they're nice cars.
You also had a Jetta, right?
Yeah,
Remember the Jetta?
and they're nice. Even the old Passat, like they ride super smooth. The German cars are legit. I feel like they're made to be driven like at 100 miles per hour, and you don't even feel it.
So what was your biggest struggle with that car, with the Passat?
Fixing it, like literally, like one time I tried to replace the radiator, and I had to take off the entire front bumper, like the fucking like the thing that like crashed thingy. It was like a metal thing, like literally pull all apart the front bumper to the part where it was just like a flat thing, and I had to take out the radiator. Compared it to like the Infinity or the Prius, all you do is just literally snap some pieces, some screws, and then remove the radiator, and then put the other one in, like
Yeah.
easy. But the other ones, I don't know why they make it so hard to replace it.
So okay. Huh. Well, so besides that, what else would you say was a problem with that car? The engine, the transmission, what was it? I mean, it was a stick shift, so it obviously was more durable.
Yeah, the stick shift never had any problems. It was legit. The stick shift was pretty legit, but it was a long time ago. I've had the Prius now for like 3 or 4 years, no, 3 years now, and that thing is
Yes.
super reliable. Has never failed. So that's why I think Japanese cars for sure over German cars, unless you have a bunch of money, and then you can you can fix them whenever you can.
Oh, that's true. No, I agree, man. Um, I actually had a Toyota too. Celica, and I put that thing through hell and back, and you were a witness
I am a witness.
for
He
sure.
and that thing is still what happened? Where's that Celica at now? Currently.
It's in Mexico.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's in Mexico right now.
Yeah, but
Sad boys.
what happened with that? What do you how do you remember putting it testing Toyota to the max?
Oh well, as a dumb high school kid, just redlining it from point A to point B anywhere you go.
Legit red line.
Yep, just to hear that VTEC or that VVTI in this case, just to hear it snap on, and then yeah, just a super high red line. Anyways, just freaking that car went through hell and back. I remember at the very end, the clutch was slipping, and I still drove it to Texas and back
That was
the same
that
night.
was insane. I remember that. That was crazy. Car was struggling, and it was after I remember you let somebody like you traded the car with a guy that didn't know how to drive stick shift.
Oh, that's right. I had forgot about that. That's funny.
So you were driving his car, which was an automatic, and
Yep.
he was driving your car. Well, was not driving is not even the right word. He was more like he was just revving the out of the clutch. He basically burnt it because I remember him pulling up to Quick Trip, and that thing
Yes.
was smelly. You know when it
Ah,
smells like brake,
shit.
like just like burnt brake, and it was clutch.
Yeah, I never sent him that invoice.
You should have, because that thing was expensive. Because then you got like a more expensive clutch, I think.
No, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, no, I ended up getting stock clutch, but yeah, no. I remember I left around whatever time it was. It was nighttime, and I remember the car. You would accelerate, but upon accelerating, you would see the gauge go from 1 RPM and get stuck at 2 RPMs, and the sound would get louder, and then it would grab again, and then it would start to go again, and then the next year, and so on and so on. And that's how I took it to Texas. I said, "Fuck it,
How long was that trip?
16 hours."
And you made it 16 hours back and forth, like 8 hours there and 8 hours back, or 16
No,
hours.
16 hours there, 16 hours back.
God damn.
Yeah, no.
On a messed up clutch. That's insane.
But
And I guess that leads us to the next point because the Toyotas are always gonna hold that point, always
yeah,
gonna hold that value. Even like the Tacomas, they still no they hold up their value. They get up there.
it's ridiculous.
It's pretty nice. But what happened in the past 2 years was insane. Like cars going up in value was something never seen. Like you usually buy a car and it goes down in value, but the past 2 years because of the lack of inventory and people wanting cars and all that stuff, they were going up hard in value. And I remember like people saying that they were paying like 20,000 over MSRP just to get a car just because they wanted the brand new car. And now things have changed. Prices have plummeted. Like prices are going down fast. A lot of repos. People don't, they don't want to get. They're stuck paying a huge payment because, in the as opposed to the housing market where you get vetted, they looked at your finances, they make sure that you can actually afford a house before you buy it. When with a car, it's not like that. They pretty much just like the loans are pretty
Yeah.
lenient. They're not really that hard to get approved, and that's what happened. Like they just pretty much sell you. They don't give. They're like car people don't give. They'll sell you anything. Like they know that you can't afford it, and they still make it. They'll make it work. Like you'll be like, hey, I can't. I don't know if I can afford that. And they'll be like, how can we make this work? Look
Oh
what
yeah.
you know what I mean. And now prices are down. It
That,
might
I
be a
mean,
buying opportunity, maybe.
I mean, for the people exporting for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be money in the bag right there automatically. You know what I'm saying? But for for everybody else that ended up with the fat car payment, they're pretty much underwater right now. It sucks.
All of them. Yeah.
And honestly, what I really just think is that it's a great time to hit the like button, subscribe.
Hit the subscribe button. It helps out the channel a ton, and we really need it. And it's free.
Go do that.
It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, and you're supporting a good cause, and we won't disappoint you.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then, going back to the subject of Japanese cars, and you're absolutely right. Obviously, Honda, Toyota, just take the lead no matter what. as far as reliability. And I think especially throughout the times, if you're gonna get in debt with the car, you know, if it's gonna be a nice car, just make sure it's gonna be a reliable one. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to pay your bill, your insurance bill, your car bill, your insurance bill, and a repair bill on top of that.
Every so often, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Here's a hot take to end the point of the cars. Hot take here. If you're thinking about buying a car in the next year or so, and you're not sure about what to buy, you're asking your friends, "Hey man, what kind of car should I get?" They're telling you buy a Beetle, buy
Ferrari.
buy a Ferrari, buy a Lamborghini. I'm gonna tell you here, no, don't do any of that. I'm gonna tell you one car that you need to get. If you don't care about cars, if you don't care about how they look, if you just need something to get you from point A to point B that is not going to leave you stranded and is going to turn on and just go, buy a Prius or an Accord or a little Corolla. Literally, yeah, those are the most. You can go on Google right now, look up most reliable cars in the world. And I can give you a whole explanation on why they're reliable, and that's because they just keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. They just keep it.
It's not more reliable than a Tacoma, bro.
What Toyota? Well, what do you mean?
I'm
Like
just
as a
kidding.
car?
No, I'm just messing with you.
It's
It's just I'm like the fanboys will argue, oh, my Tacoma will outlast anything else in the world.
I don't know. I don't know if they can argue. Well, leave it in the comments below. You can fight me, and say that Tacoma will outlast a Prius.
A Toyota Hilux.
It will definitely not outlast a Prius. But leave it in the comments below. That's a good argument. But buy a Prius. Buy an Accord. Don't get into those crazy fancy looking cars. Don't get into a Cube, one of those hamster, the ones that the hamsters used to drive.
That's disgusting.
Don't get those. Just get a Prius. And if you care about what a car looks like, definitely don't get that. You're gonna get clowned, and you're gonna lose your manhood. But also you're gonna lose your manhood if you invested in crypto in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Because that thing has tanked. Crypto is down, bad.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. Have you heard? I'm sure you've heard of a lot of people losing a lot of money in this.
Yeah, not personally too much. I just know that. Here's the thing. The great Warren Buffett once. I don't know if it was him, but some rich dude, somewhere said that if your aunt or if the random person on the street is telling you about a certain product or a certain crypto or a certain investment, it's a bubble. And that was going on with crypto. I remember there was a time where it was just like a cool thing. Like everybody just knew what it was. Like it just became so mainstream that it was obviously a bubble, and it popped. And it's impossible to predict it. But at the end of the day, you can argue whether crypto is good or bad. But I don't know. I think maybe Bitcoin might survive. But did you have any Bitcoin? Did you lose any money?
To be fair, I didn't even invest any money in crypto. So no, I didn't lose. Win. Or did I really win or did I lose? Yeah. But anyways, yeah, no. Do you think crypto is gonna come back up and maybe even flourish, or do you think it's gonna stay down?
It'll probably come back up eventually. Maybe only Bitcoin. I don't know about all the other ones. Bitcoin, it's pretty legit, and it's the first one or one of the first ones that caught huge traction. So I think Bitcoin and the main ones like Ethereum will probably come back up eventually. But it's interesting because right now, here's another clippable thing. FTX, which was a currency, I think, exchange company. It's a company that basically traded crypto. They, you buy into the company, you basically invest in them. They took a bunch of money, billions and billions of dollars, and they technically were supposed to have them guaranteed. They were just a safe investment, and they lost a lot of money. They didn't have a lot of the money. A lot of people tried to pull out of the crypto out of their accounts. They got locked out. Nobody could pull out their money, and so that thing just went bankrupt. FTX right now went bankrupt, and that's like the biggest news right now on all of YouTube. Every YouTuber is talking about FTX. Graham Stephan is talking about FTX. Every news channel is talking about FTX.
FTX, the app and stuff?
It's basically, no, well, it's not the app. I believe it is a trading currency platform. I don't know if it's the same one that we're thinking.
I think so, because I think it is the same one because I had an app that I had downloaded on the Android, and I invested like $10, and it didn't let me pull them back out. And it was and then like I tried to go on the Play Store or whatever, and it wasn't even down there anymore.
Damn, it could be that one
I
then.
think it was
It probably
FTX.
that one then. It
Yeah.
was probably that one then. And yeah, so that one went under, and it's the biggest news out there, and that just proves. Well, it just kind of puts a dent in the trust into cryptocurrencies because the big thing was, oh, why do you trust banks? And then the reason why you trust banks is because they are legit and insured, and like if you try to pull your money out, it's there. It's not legit there. They your money's somewhere else, but
Oh yeah.
they can at least back you up to like 250,000 or whatever, you know.
Hmm.
So that's the crazy thing about that. What are you thinking about investing into crypto? Have you met anybody that was like a crypto bro that was like, yeah, bro, I made some money?
Yeah, I had one person that made some money in crypto early on, and one that currently lost 50K recently. Um, yeah, but it's you win and lose, same as everything else. If you're not willing to lose or set that money in your mind as gone, then don't even risk it. But you know, um, I would say just keep investing, even if it's a little bit, $5, $10, whatever you can. I feel like cryptos will make a comeback. Same with Ethereum, and then I mean that's all. I really don't know much about crypto to be honest. Besides that,
It's weird, dude. It's confusing. It's like crypto is one of those things. Like I guess it's like everything. Like it's only worth something because people agree that it's worth something, and you could agree that it's the same thing with the dollar and everything else.
right?
But crypto is just it's not based on anything. It's just like a it's like a video game currency that it's legit because can't be hacked and whatever. You can't lose your stuff, but it's at the end of the day, it's just not. I don't know. We'll see. It's not really, in my opinion, I don't see it as a real currency. And that country, El Salvador, bought a lot of Bitcoin when it was at $60,000. So basically, the president lost them lost the country a lot of money for now.
For now.
For now,
For now.
depending on what happens. But yeah, house prices are down too. We won't get into that too much, but house prices are down. So if you're trying to buy a house, sucks because interest rates are high. So you can't really afford much, but at least prices are coming down. So if you were selling, you should have sold 5 months ago. Now you gotta get less for your house.
I guess just wait it out. Well, same thing as the stock market, right? Most people want to sell their homes because they get scared, or just wait it out. It'll come back up.
Eventually, yeah. Only sell if you have to. Don't ever try to time the market. Don't ever be like, should I sell because the market is changing? What happens to this? No, don't do that. Just sell if you have to. Like if you need to move, do it. But don't ever try to time the market and be like, oh, when are things going to crash so I can buy for low? What happened in '08 was insane, but it was like a one in a millionth like thing. It was like, and people that had money back then bought a lot of property for cash. If you have cash right now, you might be able to pick up things for low, but we'll see. Right now, I guess it's just figuring out how lower it'll get and where's the bottom, and then start buying at the bottom and then ride the wave up.
Absolutely.
hmm
Alrighty, and let's get into what is your favorite book, movie, and YouTuber.
Favorite book, movie, or YouTuber? For book, I'd have to say I haven't read a book in a while, but I would have to say
At least you're honest, kind
at least
of.
I would say How to Win Friends and Influence People would be the most useful one.
By who?
By
Dale Carnegie.
I think so.
Yeah.
It might be the old one, um and then an entertaining one would have to be an old book called the Transall Saga. Very old
Okay.
school. Probably nobody would know
Yeah, I
about
was
it,
gonna
but
say I've never heard of that. What
yeah,
is
it's
that
just
about?
it's just like a fiction book. Too long to get into it, but it was just a nice fiction book. What about you?
So, as far as my favorite book, it would probably be the same thing, or if we're talking about like childish books, then probably The Giving Tree.
I haven't heard of that one. The Given Tree.
The Giving Tree. Basically the story of a little kid growing up with a tree, blah blah. Blah. Like the tree grows up and kind of shelters him as he grows up, creates his family, and then cuts the tree down, uses him for wood, and then that's why it's called the Giving Tree because his whole life he dedicated to the little boy.
True.
It's kind of cool, kind of cute story, whatever. But his first favorite book, maybe Rich Dad Poor Dad.
That's a good one. Yeah,
Everything financial, you know what
I
I
guess
mean?
all self development. Yeah.
Yeah, all self development or psychological, or neuroscience. Lately, I've been getting into that. I'm fascinated by neuroscience.
Yeah. Fun books.
So,
What about movie or YouTuber?
favorite movie. I'm not sure, man. You go ahead first.
For movie, I'd have to just make it easy and say any movie from Quentin Tarantino. Probably
Okay.
either Django or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh.
The newest one.
Oh, solid. Okay. Those are good movies, man.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say, right off the top, The Mask
Nice.
with Jim Carrey. This, I don't know. It's classic. I don't know. It's easy going. You can't beat it. It's a good time. You just kick back and relax and watch The Mask.
Mask is a classic. Mask is a nice one. Can't go wrong with the Mask. And then favorite YouTuber. That's a hard one. I guess at the moment, favorite YouTuber would probably be Patrick CC, and at some point it was JCS, Jim Can't Swim, psychology videos. He no longer makes those videos, but he has a few videos with over like 50 million views, and he would just like review, um, basically crime interrogation footage, and he would break it down to like I don't know what he did, but he would break it down very well. Like he would pause the video and be like, at this moment, but like he wouldn't be funny about it, but he would be like psychologically like breaking down the subject and like the interaction of how like cops like mind trick you to like bending, like they pretty much just like beat you down until they take what they want from you.
Yep. And then, did you know that the cops are legally allowed to kind of lie to you a little bit?
For sure.
That's crazy. I barely found that out.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like you gotta know this stuff. You gotta educate yourself on the laws and stuff just to survive.
Yeah, because a little mistake can cost you.
Yeah, you see all these traffic stops. Gotta know your rights, but nobody's gonna put it out in front of you. You gotta go looking for them.
That's the funny thing, that it's true. Like knowing the laws and all that stuff, it's like it's public and it's out there, but it's super hard. Good thing there's a lot of YouTube. Even in, I think it's like Project X, when one of the cops goes to the house to try to break the party up, and then they're like I think like one of the guys is like, I know my rights, and then you can't go into the house, and then the cops is like, damn Google, because it's like everybody was like getting like to know their rights.
Yeah,
it was funny.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's what's one a good YouTuber for you?
Good YouTuber. For me, it would have to be hands down Patrick Bet David from Valuetainment.
Nice.
Because of all the value he brings, and the financial advice he gives. Although he's legal disclaimer, not a financial advice. Oh wait, he is. Alrighty. So what's one business that you would like to own? A physical one that you could say it's like a 9 to 5 or a grind. It's not really Shopify kind of thing.
I would like to own, I don't even know, but something to do with, I want to be a DJ.
A DJ.
Yeah. I would like to have a DJ business where I just hire a bunch of people to go DJ at parties.
Nice. Okay, that's cool.
What about you? Well, I think of another one. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Why about DJs? Because I might lose a lot of people here, but it is not that hard. What? It's not that hard. It's like you literally just make a playlist, and then like you get up there and you go, and then like
Damn. Well, I mean, that's kind of like saying, it's easy to make YouTube videos. You just put yourself in front of the camera.
it
And
is.
it's like, well, yeah, but how do you be a.
I mean, we are doing it right now.
Well, yeah, but it's like, how do you learn to become a great DJ? It's like,
Well, name one great DJ.
DJ. Well, I'm sure there's several. I'm not into that kind of thing, so it's like I can't name any. But there's
Maybe
many great
the
DJs.
maybe like I'm pretty sure there is like one of the there are like that Steve Aoki guy. I think he's a DJ, but you know, bro, like I'm talking about like going to an event. If you go to a little club, most of them are just playing it off their max. They're not really mixing
Oh
on the
yeah,
spot.
no, of course. Like house parties, most of them got a playlist going on and a backup playlist going on. But what I mean is, like, you got to give credit where it's due, because you could consider that thing a sport. Because some of these people I've seen on the lives on TikTok or whatever, and they're going like handling like they're like pilots, bro. They're handling like 100 buttons at once. They're like scratching the disc, checking the beat over here. Like doing 10 things at once. They're going crazy, keeping the party alive, raging.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you gotta be a good mood
Charismatic.
setter.
You gotta be crazy energy.
Yeah. Well, I would hire.
Energetic.
I would yeah. Well, I would hire the ones that are not, and then I would just send them to parties to pretend to be DJs with some max.
There you go. Hey, you gotta hire some paisas.
Exactly, and then go to quinces and then do that.
There
But
we
what
go.
kind of business would you have?
Tony's Toys coming soon. So it would be razors and Can-Am rentals. Just off-road toys, anything off-road. I don't know. We'll see. And maybe eventually even cars, supercars or hypercars, or even just fast cars, whatever. Long term. That's long term vision though.
So basically, car rental, off-roading rental, jet ski rental.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like the perfect mix for Arizona, yeah.
That is a good business. And what would you call it? Tony's Toys?
Yeah.
TTs?
Free.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that would be the initials, right?
TTs. I would put T, and when I make sure it's gonna be TTs T's. TTs T's.
Yeah. Triple T's.
That's right. Okay. So yeah, let's cut,
Yeah.
and then you go ahead and do the ending if you want.
Yeah. Well, we could just end right there. So then I guess cut it,
Okay.
and then. But yeah, so that was wait, hold on. So yeah, that was it for the third episode. This is the ending again. 1:30 in the morning, pretty late. We're about to record another episode that will be dropping pretty soon. So again, if you made it this far, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It helps out a ton. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers, so subscribe.
Don't miss out.
That's all we have. Peace.
Peace.